Hello, and thank you for joining me today for this beginner yoga practice. This workout is definitely geared toward anyone who is interested in, has done maybe no yoga, some yoga, and doesn't feel particularly confident with the poses. We're going to be holding each posture for approximately 3 deep breaths, more or less, and I will be explaining things as we go through. We're going to be going through some fundamental yoga poses, the basis of all yoga, upon which you can continue to build your own practice if you find that this works for you and your lifestyle. The purpose of this short practice is to have something that you can come to once a day to calm your nervous system, calm your cortisol levels, which are your stress hormones, and collect your body, mind, and your soul, making you feel better overall. I'm so glad you decided to join me, and without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so let's come to the top of our mat. Put your feet together and raise your arms up and stretch them over your head. You can go into a slight back bend if that feels good. Take your right hand and grab your left wrist, and we're going into a side bend to the right. Focus on pulling that belly button into the core and taking some nice deep breaths. And let's repeat this on the other side. Again, pull that belly button into the core and take some nice deep breaths in and out of your nose. Now bring your arms into a goalpost-like position, pulling your shoulder blades back and down toward the midline of your body. And interlace your hands behind your back and arch your back up, open your chest up to the ceiling. Take some nice deep breaths in through your nose and out through your nose. So bring your feet about hip-width apart and just slowly, with a micro bend in your knees, fold forward. You can keep your hands interlaced behind your back and take some nice deep breaths. Feel that amazing stretch in the shoulders and the lower back. Let go of your hands, bring them to the floor, and now I want you to practice coming up into a flat back position, as you can see me doing, and then coming back down. Shake out that neck if you need to. We're going to do that a few more times. Bring yourself into a flat back position and come on back down. When you come up to the flat back position, I want you to breathe in. And when you come down, breathe out. So we're starting to work on coordinating our body movements with our breath. Now place your left hand down to the mat, bending the left leg, and twist and reach up to the sky with the right arm. And let's take about 3 nice deep breaths in through your nose and out through your nose. Breathing is such a great way of relaxing tension in the body. Let's repeat this on the other side. So right hand to the mat, bend the right knee, and reach up to the sky with your left hand. If it feels uncomfortable, just try to breathe. Bring that left arm down to the mat into a forward fold. One more time into a flat back. And come on down, breathe out. Now we're just going to bring ourselves to hands and knees position in preparation for what's called cat-cow. I want you to take a deep breath and arch and look up to the ceiling. And then breathe out and almost hunch your body into an angry cat-like position. Breathe in and arch and look up to the ceiling. And breathe out, hunch into that angry cat-like position. One more time. Breathe in and arch. And breathe out into angry cat. Good job. Neutralize that spine, and we're just going to slowly make the transition. Tuck your toes and push yourself up into your first downward dog of the practice. In this pose, you may need to bend your knees and that's okay. You can walk your legs out. Make sure your fingers are spread wide and you're pushing through your arms to pull your shoulder blades toward the midline and back toward your bum. This will help to reinforce your posture with this particular pose or asana. This is considered an inversion, so it will bring blood flow to your head, and if at any point during this you feel dizzy, you can simply come down to your knees and put your head to the ground in what's called child's pose. So slowly walk your feet in, hip width apart, come to the top of the mat. We're going to go into a flat back and breathe out, forward fold. One more time, flat back, breathe in, and exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees slowly and roll yourself up, hands up to the ceiling, arch back slightly if you can, and hands in prayer at your chest. Breathe out. Breathe in and reach up to the ceiling, and breathe out, fold forward. Breathe in to a flat back, and breathe out, fold forward. Now let's step back into a plank position. If this is too challenging, it is okay. Bring yourself to your knees as I'm showing you. If you want it a little bit more challenging, come back up to plank position and you can slowly rock yourself forward and backward, just warming up those wrists. Pull that belly button into the spine to hold the core. Now bring your knees down to the mat and slowly into a push-up position. Let yourself fall flat to the floor. Now I want you to spread your hands wide and push up and arch your back and breathe in. And then when you come down, breathe out. Let's do this a couple more times. Breathe in and out. One more time, arch up and breathe in. And breathe out. Come down. Now bend your knees and I just want you to windshield wiper your legs as I'm doing. This will help to massage your quadriceps muscles, which are actually 4 muscles in one, believe it or not. That's how large your quadricep muscles are. And straighten your legs back out. Push yourself up into what we call upward dog. It helps here, if your back is a little bit sore, to widen your legs, and you can twist, do whatever feels good for your body to stretch out the abdominal muscles, the lower back. You can arch and look up at the ceiling, and slowly come back up to your knees, and we're going to curl our toes under and push back into another downward dog. Again, if you feel at all dizzy in this posture, just come down to your knees into a child's pose and take some nice deep breaths. Otherwise, hold it here and focus on pulling your shoulder blades toward the midline and back toward your bum. Now let's step our right foot forward and put the left knee to the ground into a low lunge position. If you have blocks, you can use them. I will show you what to do with them. So put them under your hands and you can position them vertically as I'm doing. You can also move them horizontally, or you can place them almost flat to the ground as well. Those are your 3 options. And if you don't need them, that's fine as well. If you can try to reach up toward the ceiling to get a nice stretch in that hip flexor, that's great. Again, remember, I am making suggestions for your practice, but in the end, you really need to do what feels right to you. Sometimes it's helpful to hold a chair or a wall in this posture. Putting a pillow under the back knee can make it more comfortable. I am reaching back with my right hand to make it a little bit more challenging. Now come forward and straighten the right leg into a hamstring stretch. And you can flex and point the right toes. You can use the blocks or not, whatever feels comfortable for you. I just want you to focus on getting a nice stretch through your hamstring muscles. We are going to be moving into coordinating the breath with our movements. So come back into low lunge and reach up and breathe in. And exhale, push back into your hamstring stretch. We're going to do that 2 more times. Come forward to low lunge, inhale. And exhale, push back into your hamstring stretch. Last time, forward, inhale, reach up to the sky. And exhale and come through into your hamstring stretch. Next, we're going to just come into that low lunge, move your blocks out of the way, and step back into a high plank. Again, your modification is to put your knees on the floor immediately. And lower yourself down in a push-up position until your chest meets the ground. We're going to next goal post the arms and try to pull our chest off the ground to strengthen the back. And hold and breathe. And slowly relax down to the ground, put your ear to the ground and turn your head. We're going to do this 1 more time, except with our arms straight in airplane position behind us. Again, breathe through this posture. And come on back down, putting your other ear on the ground and relaxing, taking some nice deep breaths. Slowly come up and push up onto your hands into upward dog. Again, twisting out as it feels comfortable for you. Arching back and looking up, bringing yourself back to your knees, curling your toes under and pushing up into downward dog. This downward dog should definitely feel different than the initial downward dog of your practice today. Keep breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. We are going to repeat that short sequence on the other side. Bring your left leg forward into low lunge. Again, you can use those blocks in any positioning you feel comfortable. You can hold a chair if you'd like. Put a pillow under the back knee for more comfort. But I want you to reach up to the sky if you can and take some nice deep breaths, feeling that amazing stretch in your hip flexor on the right side. This is the muscle that gets so tight as we're sitting all day at our computer or driving. And let's bring our hands down and extend the front leg into a hamstring stretch. These hamstrings, when they get tight, can cause significant back issues. So this is a very, very important pose. If it's uncomfortable, just remember to breathe. We are going to prepare to coordinate with our breath, so come forward into low lunge, reach up and inhale. And as you exhale, bring yourself back into your hamstring stretch. 1 more time. Inhale, low lunge, reach up. Exhale to your hamstring stretch. Last time. Forward into low lunge, reach up and inhale. Exhale into your hamstring stretch. Now bring yourself forward, maneuver your blocks out of the way if you have them. Push back into high plank or onto your knees. Pull your belly button into your spine and lower yourself down in a push-up position to the ground, and then push up to upward dog. Inhale. And just come back onto your knees. Your knees are a bit wide, your feet are semi-touching, and this is child's pose. Take some nice deep breaths in this position. In through your nose and out through your nose. With breathing, you actually can control your heart rate, your stress hormone levels. So it is so, so important to teach yourself how to breathe. Okay, so slowly make your way up to your hands and knees and then roll over to your bum. And as you can see, we're just going to slowly roll down to our backs. And I want you to take the left ankle and cross it over the right knee as I'm doing. Now you can just hold that left shin if you want to, or you can thread that left hand and arm through the triangle that you've made and grab on to the right knee to get more of a stretch in this figure 4 position. Stretching your glute muscle is so important, as a tight glute can cause significant sciatica and shooting pain down your leg. Okay, let's release that down. Put your feet to the ground, knees bent, and we're going to do the other side. So put your right ankle on top of your left knee. And again, you can just grab your right shin. If you want more of a stretch, you're going to just thread your right hand and arm through the triangle that you've made and grab the left knee and pull it in toward your chest, feeling that amazing stretch in the right gluteus muscle. And as always, remember to breathe. Breathe through any discomfort you might be feeling. Okay, we're going to release our feet to the mat and just slowly windshield wiper your knees from side to side as we prepare to come into our final resting pose or meditation called Shavasana. So you can extend your feet out straight and get yourself into a comfortable position. I find it's helpful to externally rotate my arms and shoulders to open up my chest a bit more. And we're going to take about 10 slow, deep breaths in this position. Don't worry, I'll tell you when we're done. And you might note that your mind is wandering and there's a ton of thoughts going through your head. If you can just try to let those thoughts go, tell yourself that you will address them in just 1 to 2 minutes when you're done with your practice, and bring yourself back to your breath. That is the practice of this meditation. Okay, you guys made it. Slowly bend your knees and roll over onto your side and come up to a seated position. How do you feel? I hope you feel amazing as I do, and I hope you find some benefit, as yoga has significantly changed my life. Even just 10 to 15 minutes a day of some type of breathing exercise and stretching will indeed transform the way you perceive and look at the world. Sending you love and light. Namaste. Be well. Thanks for joining.